Meshtastic is a decentralized, wireless, off-grid mesh networking LoRa protocol. Its main goal is to enable low-power, long-range communication over unlicensed radio bands. It is designed to exchange text messages and IoT data in off-grid environments where a decentralized communication system is needed without existing infrastructure. Meshtastic uses LoRa peer-to-peer communication to form a mesh network. Crankk devs have embraced and embedded Meshtastic in the all-in-one Crankk user dashboard. There are various Meshtastic devices available, and a full list of compatible devices is available in the description below. In this tutorial, I will be using the Heltec V3, purchased on Amazon. The great thing about Meshtastic is you can take part in the Crankk network and receive rewards without needing to buy a gateway that is more expensive. Start by constructing your Meshtastic device antenna and plugging it into the circuit board. Then insert a USB-C data-compatible cable to power on the device. This next step may not be required for all computers, but is recommended to avoid errors later. Navigate to the wiki instructions and click the link to go to the Meshtastic drivers page. Choose the appropriate driver for your operating system: Windows, Mac, or Linux. If connecting a Heltec V3 device, download the CP210X driver. If connecting a Liligo T-Beam device, download the CH9102 driver. Once downloaded, install the drivers for the Heltec V3 on your computer. Right-click the silabser.inf file and select Install. Some devices, such as the Liligo T-Beam, may come without any firmware flashed. In such cases, attempting to flash the Crankk firmware directly might fail. To avoid this, flash the stock firmware first. Other controllers, like Heltec V3, come with pre-flashed firmware. For these devices, proceed to flash the Crankk firmware directly. As we are using a Heltec V3, we can go directly to the Crankk flashing tool, linked in the description of this video. Go to the Crankk Github, linked in the video description, and download the firmware for your device. It's recommended to choose the latest stable version. Click the folder button and upload the firmware file you just downloaded from the Crankk Github. You do not need to unzip the file. Select your device model from the drop-down list. Click Flash. Toggle the Full Erase and Install slider on. Click the Erase Flash and Install button. After clicking Flash, a pop-up window will appear prompting you to select the COM port connected to your Meshtastic device. If the COM port is not available, it is likely the drivers are not installed properly. If that is not the case, you will need to refer to troubleshooting tips in the wiki to accompany this video, which will be linked in the description. Once you select the correct COM port, the flashing begins. Once it's completed, navigate to the Meshtastic client site in your web browser to configure your Meshtastic device. You can find this linked in the description below or in the wiki guide. Select Plus New Connection. Select the Serial tab, click New Device, and select the device COM port in the pop-up. Select Config in the left menu. Select Radio Config in the left menu. Select the Network tab on top. Toggle Enable Wi-Fi Radio on. Type the name of your Wi-Fi network, SSID. Make sure this is exactly as it appears on your network. If it has any spaces missing or letters that aren't correct, it will not work. Type your Wi-Fi password. Click Save. A successful configuration displays this message: Config network saved. Your device will automatically reboot after each configuration change. After the reboot, your Meshtastic device will now auto-connect to your home Wi-Fi network. If this hasn't worked, it means you didn't input the correct Wi-Fi information, so repeat that step until it is correct. Now find out the local IP address of your Meshtastic device in your home router settings, or by using a network scanner like Advanced IP Scanner. Paste this IP address into your browser and you are now in the Meshtastic configuration tool. Select Plus New Connection. This time select the HTTP tab and paste the copied local IP address of your Meshtastic device if it hasn't already populated. Click Connect. Go to Config. Select Modules Config. Select the Neighbor Info tab. Toggle the Neighbor Info module on. Click Save. Wait for the device to auto-reboot. Refresh and click New Connection, etc. again to get back to the config area. Go to Config. Select Modules Config. Go to the Pact Counter tab. Toggle Enable Pact Counter on. Click Save. Wait for the device to auto-reboot. Refresh and click New Connection etc. again to get back to the config area. Go to Config. Select Radio Config. Select the LoRa tab. Choose your region. Click Save. Wait for the device to auto-reboot. Congratulations, you have now configured your Meshtastic to work properly. However, you still need to add a wallet, so head over to the Crankk dashboard to gather the information. In order to onboard your Meshtastic device to your Crankk user dashboard, you should assign it to a dashboard wallet that has no devices assigned to it. You need to use a different wallet for every device you onboard. One device equals one wallet. You can either create a new user dashboard wallet by following the video in the description or provide an existing user dashboard wallet that has no devices assigned to it. Either way, you will also need a small amount of Kadena token in the wallet on Chain 19 to pay for transactions. You can follow videos in the description if you don't know how to do this. Once you have the wallet created, navigate back to the IP address of your Meshtastic device. Go to Config. Select Module Config. Select the Wallet tab. Enable the Wallet option. Copy-paste your wallet address without the K semicolon. Copy-paste your wallet's secret key. You can find this by clicking on the three dots next to your wallet details. Input your password and the key appears. Finally, click Save. Wait for the device to auto-reboot. Consult the Meshtastic data in your user dashboard by clicking on Integrations. Meshtastic. You may have to wait 30 minutes or more before the details appear. Once it does, you can view all details the same as a normal gateway. Crankk Network rewards Meshtastic activity in CRKK token. Congratulations, Crankster. You have successfully onboarded a Meshtastic device to the Crankk Network. To connect with other Cranksters and share your Meshtastic experience, join our Discord community. Happy cranking!